Many years ago, back in colonial Delhi, British officials had a big problem: cobras. Venomous snakes were slithering through the city like they paid rent. People were scared, the British were scared, and because they loved simple solutions for complicated problems, they came up with a plan. They said, "We'll pay money for every dead cobra you bring." At first, it was genius. Every day, people lined up with dead snakes and collected rewards. Officials felt proud. They imagined themselves as heroes, saving the streets of Delhi one cobra at a time. But humans are more creative than problems. After a while, people realized, why search the streets for cobras when we can just raise them at home? So, they started breeding them. Little cobra farms, backyard baskets full of venomous business opportunities. People were basically doing snake agriculture for profit. Eventually, the government discovered what was happening. Embarrassed and annoyed, they canceled the bounty program. And guess what the cobra breeders did? They released the snakes, set them free, back into the city. So the plan to reduce cobras ended up increasing cobras. The solution became the problem. And that's how the cobra effect was born. When trying to change something ends up making it worse. Sounds ridiculous, right? Wait till we enter the relationship part. Now, let's leave Delhi and step into modern relationships. Let's talk about Amara and Kofi. Not their real names, but if it sounds familiar, God is talking to you. Amara met Kofi at a friend's birthday party. He was tall, sweet, chilled, playful, and yes, friendly. Friendly with everyone, especially girls. He wasn't a cheater, he wasn't sneaking around, but he was that type who'd say hi to the waitress like they've been friends for 5 years. He'd smile at strangers, compliment someone's braids, crack jokes with random women at events. To him, it was harmless friendliness. To Amara, it was a heart attack in slow motion. When they first started dating, she brushed it off. She said, "He's just nice." But 3 months in, her blood stopped brushing anything off. Every time he laughed too long with a woman, her spirit jumped. So she tried to change him. Not directly. No. She went full British government mode, strategic warfare. Her first plan, the soft change. She started with hints. When he was talking to a woman, she'd clear her throat loud enough to wake ancestors. If he complimented someone's hairstyle, she'd say, "Must be nice to notice things." If he introduced her as "my girlfriend" to someone, she'd smile like a pageant queen and squeeze his arm a little too tight. She thought he'd adjust. He didn't. He actually thought she was just being cute. So she upgraded her tactics. Plan 2. Make him jealous. One day, she said, "Two can play this game." She started laughing extra loud at other men's jokes, reposting gym instructors on her story, smiling at male friends with all her teeth and gums. She wanted him to feel what she felt. This was her version of putting out cobra bounties. Guess what happened? It worked, but not how she expected. Kofi, instead of reducing his friendliness, became confused and slightly distant. He didn't confront her, he just started minding his business, talking less, sharing less, spending more time with his boys. Now Amara was not only stressed about who he smiled at, she was stressed he wasn't smiling at all. The cobra population was rising. Plan 3. Nagging and education. She started lecturing. "You're too friendly. You don't respect my feelings. Girls will misinterpret your behavior. I don't like you smiling at every woman like it's Christmas." But here's the thing about adult humans. They don't change because you nag them. They change because they want to. So, instead of becoming less friendly, he became more sneaky. Now, when a woman messaged him, he'd reply when Amara wasn't around, just to avoid argument. Not cheating, just hiding normal friendliness. And because he was hiding it, she started suspecting worse things. You see the cobra effect forming? She tried to control something small and created something bigger. Plan 4. Silent treatment and punishment. When he annoyed her, she'd go quiet. Not peaceful quiet, heavy quiet, the type where breathing feels illegal. He'd ask, "What's wrong?" She'd reply, "Nothing." Translation, everything. He'd try to hug her, she'd turn slowly like a vampire avoiding sunlight. Silent treatment works like this. You think you're teaching someone a lesson, but often they just learn not to talk to you. So he stopped asking what was wrong, stopped chasing the silence, and she panicked because now he could sleep at night without trying to fix her mood. Another basket of cobras. Plan 5. Research and coaching. She started sending him TikToks of how real men behave. Funny enough, he didn't watch them. She'd say, "Don't embarrass me in public. Don't talk too much with women. Don't be touchy. Don't joke too freely." He started behaving like he was constantly being recorded. Stiff, careful, uncomfortable. And guess what? Other women didn't stop liking him. Some liked him more because now he looked mysterious. And mystery is free perfume. Meanwhile, Amara felt even more insecure because she could still sense other women noticing him. Except now he was weirdly quiet, making situations more awkward. The British have entered phase 4. The breaking point. One day, at a game night, a girl they both knew complimented Kofi's watch. Just a normal, "Oh wow, nice watch." Before Kofi could even respond, Amara jumped in. Yeah, his girlfriend bought it, so no one should admire it too much. The room went silent. Kofi was embarrassed. Later that night, he gently said, "Babe, this thing is becoming a problem." She said, "You are the problem." Boom. The final cobra basket was released. From that day, he stopped inviting her to events, stopped mentioning his female colleagues, stopped talking freely. She thought she had trained him. But really, she just made the relationship tight, uncomfortable, and dry. And soon the emotional distance she feared became real distance. She tried to fix a manageable issue and created a bigger one. The Cobra Effect, Relationship Edition. The lesson: fixing versus damaging. Trying to change your partner through pressure, jealousy, punishment, or emotional control doesn't remove the problem. It breeds new versions of it. Here's what usually happens when you try to fix someone forcibly. They hide things instead of changing them. They become defensive or withdrawn. They lose their natural personality. Resentment grows quietly. You start feeling like their parent, not their partner. The relationship becomes a battleground, not a bond. Most people don't change from control. They change from inspiration, respect, love, and communication, not manipulation. What works instead? If someone's behavior makes you uncomfortable, communicate honestly, not aggressively. Set boundaries, not traps. Explain how it affects you without insulting them. Watch their response over time. If it continues and you can't live with it, choose yourself and leave. You can't train someone like a cobra and expect romance. You can only love someone as they are, or pick someone whose natural behavior doesn't wound your peace. Closing thought. The British tried to solve a snake problem with money and ended up with a snake factory. Some of us try to solve relationship insecurity with control and end up with distance, secrets, and tension. Be careful with the solutions you create. You might be raising cobras without knowing. Because in love, just like in Delhi, not everything needs control. Some things need understanding, choice, and wisdom.